Okay, I'm picking up where I left off. We were just talking about this section right where I work. So on the wall next to me, there's that pretty little card that I just have. I have her in a baggie so she doesn't get damaged. And she's got a pink feather. It's an old Hallmark card of Cinderella. And I have more of those shelves that are supposed to put you're supposed to put your pictures on, your framed pictures. But I have little things like those are all photo corners, more photo corners there, some paper clips there, and I don't even know what's in that recipe box. This is punched out flowers and shapes. Oh, I think, yeah, this is things I've made. No, they're more punched out shapes. That little box is a vintage green trading stamp saver box, and I used to keep some of my green stamps in there, but they're not in there anymore. It's just an empty box. This has metal pieces, metal decorative pieces, like these kind of things, but then these are vintage ones. Well, not that one, but the one that fell on the floor is vintage. I have just little things in here. These are tabs. Those are more tabs that are vintage Denison tabs. And there's another basket that has my staplers, paper clips, other little metal pieces and pins and stuff, and my battery charger for my other camera, some stencils, and my heat tool, and another basket that hangs on the wall with some more punches. Under me, I take advantage of all of my space. See if I can shine this light down there a little bit. So I have drawers and a basket underneath this table. This is where my feet go, right here. This one has scraps of pattern paper and scraps of cardstock, and then the little basket on top has smaller pieces of scraps. This has pouches of scraps of coffee dyed paper, collage pieces, and things like that. And they're in, just plastic pouches. This set of drawers, there's some wallpaper pieces that I might use on my table as a background if I'm photographing or doing a video sometimes. And then I have a drawer of word stamps and journaling stamps and alphabet and number stamps. And this is where I have scraps and full pages of lined papers that I can line journaling cards. Oh, that's where I knew I dropped one of those cards. And, glue it onto pages and stuff for journaling. And scrapbook paper in there. And this is, I think this has Tim Holtz underneath that one. All the Tim Holtz is there. And then I'm going to fall out of my chair. Okay, sorry. And then that's my light I just moved. This has corner punchers and paper punches, hole punches, distress inks, the acrylic stamp blocks, and tools, and alcohol inks, and cups and gloves and stuff for using the alcohol inks. And over here, these are scrapbook papers. So this one is the smaller size papers, and then these are all 12 by 12s. And I try to keep the double-sided papers in the bottom if I particularly want double-sided paper. Over here is my glass mat from Tim Holtz. It's backwards right now. And my scoreboard and some paper to put on my table for making messes. Okay, I think I got everything under, on, and over the table, so we're almost done, but we have this section of the wall left to do before we get back to the door. This is my project tray that is right next to me. So while I'm working on a project, I will have stamps that I'm using or want to use, and inks and acrylic blocks sitting out here. And I can put like full sheets of paper, like I have some down here, full sheets of paper that I might want to grab. So these are just, my intention was to have my books laid out, like signatures laid out, but it never works that way. And my baby wipes, my paper cutters, and my cushion, the mouse pad for stamping, and the stamp cleaner, and my corrugator, my envelope maker is down there. Here is where I keep all of my placemat holders that I make. They have Ziploc bags inside of them. If you saw my ephemera organizing video, you saw them. So they're hanging up there. And here is my turntable for Stampin' Up! Inks. They don't sell these anymore. They sell ones that would sit on your desk, but they don't turn. So this is more space efficient. The wood is here because this has compartments in it, so it helps the thing stand up straight. This has miscellaneous vintage stuff, tickets and things like that. I think the little bingo papers are in here, those colorful bingo papers that I have. Flashcards of all kinds, labels of all kinds, bags, lots of bags that I use in journals. Look at these, they're so cute. I have him and, not Bugs Bunny, the Tricks Bunny, but they're kind of big, so they're hard to find uses for. And this has my extra cardboard and Tyvek for binding journals. In this little space here, I have to keep this open so I can access my outlet, but this has my postage stamps, and this has the tickets. Let me move it over here. It did just have my large vintage can labels, but they were kind of, you know, squelching down, and so I thought I would put this pouch in here that has all the kinds of tickets that I just put in my shop. These are the ones for me to use. Here, tickets and coat check bag tags and stuff. So I put that in there to help fill in the space so the can labels don't slouch and get ruined. Nothing worse than slouchy can labels. And I think that's everything. So this is a short video, so I could grab something and go through it with you. We could start by organizing this stuff into this for my next journal project. All right, just so I can clear this space, I'm going to load stuff into this little compartmented tray. So these are things that I might want to use in my current journal project. I have some of my can labels, which I think I'll just put them on my multi-tiered paper tray next to me. Some napkins and some placemats. So these are bigger pieces. I'm going to put them on that tray. Now, I went through my handmade ephemera, and I pulled some tags and cards that the colors and the feel of them I thought would go well with these journals. So I'm just going to put these in here and possibly use them. I know I won't use all of this stuff. So I'll put these in the back. I have the digital ephemera that I will load into this. I don't have it all cut. Oh, we got more tags. I hope I use some of this handmade stuff, because I make the stuff and then put it in my box and then I don't use it. So these are handmade things, but they'll go in this tray in the front for slightly smaller pieces. And I think these will go in that also. I pulled out some coasters that I thought would be nice if I have space for them. Some green stamps. They're small. They should go in here, but they're in a big package, so I'm putting them back there. More napkin. These are little envelopes that came with the kit. And little bits of fake washi tape that came with the kit. And there are little collage ephemera pieces that I love, which I've just started cutting them out. And these are little pockets. And I have some vintage advertising cards, like not antique ones, but from the mid-century. So for a home theme, these will be great. And I'm kind of thinking of vintage farmhouse with these journals. So I have some of these cards ready to put into a journal. This is just ephemera that I've been cutting, so I'm not going to deal with that right now. And I have this 1930s or 40s wallpaper border that I thought would be great in these journals. I have these little coupons that were cut from a mid-century calendar. They're fun. And then these, I thought I could make some journal cards or something. Like I said, I can't use all of them. These are just one signature journals and little scraps of fabric. So now that's loaded up. And I brought over my box of metal trinkets and stuff. We can go through this, and I do have to label these individual boxes. Here's what's in these boxes. These are vintage handles, drawer handles, and they would be great on a journal cover. These are just some vintage pressed metal pieces. Now these are not vintage, but I put them in here. But all of these are vintage. This one's very shiny. I don't know how old that is. I bought these from a lady who was selling her furniture making stuff. I think that's where I got those. But these are patinaed and old looking. These are fun. I thought these would be fun on the edge of a book, the edge of a journal like this, and then you could have something to loop around that to hold it closed. And look at that one. It says East Lake Window Sash Lift, and I know East Lake is a furniture designer that was very popular. Is it arts and crafts style? This one is some really fun old buttons and keychains and a noisemaker. And this goes on a pen. I was trying to read it. I can't read it. It's all cracked and old. So those are so cool. I love them. I need to use them on journals. It's good to get all this stuff sorted and put in a box. This is Tim Holtz letters, these acrylic letters. And these are vintage letters that are really thick. They're thicker acrylic and kind of cloudy because they're old. Oh, these are even thicker than that. Plexiglass maybe, I don't know. I don't know what I'll do with them. They'd have to go, those thick ones would have to go on a journal cover. Here I have jingle bells and these little book covers that were cut off of a golden book cover. I thought I could make little charms out of them. I've had them for a while. And, ooh, I got these, I think early this year in the spring. Little ruler pieces. I could put on journal covers. And these are to go on the spine of a book. I don't know where it is right now, but I have one on the spine of one of my binders. I didn't write anything in it. I just wanted to try it. So I have some of those. I don't know. I need to try putting them on the actual spine of a journal. And then these are the things that make a little notepad. It has prongs that stick up and you put your paper on it and then close the prongs. I need to use them. I've got some pretty color ones. Got a whole box full of silvery ones, just plain metal ones. These are Tim Holtz metal pieces, just various things. The knobs, they make good closure wraps on your journals in these stencil-like numbers, and just lots of Tim Holtz stuff in there. Keys and keyhole things that are vintage. Look at this. These are just book plates. These are jewelry pieces. I think this box is pins. No, earrings. So these are earrings. Look at this earring. I think it's 2 earrings. There, this. Wouldn't that be fun hanging on the spine of a journal? Very unique earring. Could you imagine wearing that? So that looks Art Deco. That's fun. Lots of fun vintage jewelry. All right, that's the earrings. This is the pins. And that's the pins, and this is various random jewelry pieces. That's an earring that it's bent, but that looks Art Deco. So does that. These are just old, rusty things. There's even, I think that's part of, no, it's not. Never mind. This is part of a garter. I knew I had a piece of a garter in here. Buckles and slides. And this is thumb and finger button. So you snap it through a hole in your shirt, and it acts as a button. And lastly, I've got those vintage letters that I put in my shop. These are metal letters, and I put 2 sets in my shop and nobody wants them. Probably because there's only 3 letters, but I think they'll be fun to use on in a journal, a grungy type of journal or industrial journal. Okay, where are we time-wise? I'm going to get something else that we can go through. Take a closer look at this big wooden, or not wooden, it's brown craft cardstock or chipboard. It's sturdy. I've had it for a long time. It's rimmed in metal, whatever this thing is. So this is labeled Vintage Ephemera, and it has my pretty Victorian stuff in it. So there are Victorian pieces that I recently got out of those scrapbooks And these are calling cards and postcards that I just got out of those scrapbooks. And not just postcards, but just vintage, antique, really pretty cards. So those are the recent additions, and then I have more that came out of other scrapbooks. This one tore when I took it out. Lots of cards. So a lot of these came out of those recent scrapbooks too, but I think these are from older, last year's scrapbooks or the year before. I love this little bookmark. Kramer's Music House advertisement. And this is a hand-painted piece. And it's a postcard. Sorry, I thought my camera made a little noise like it stopped recording. And look at the bunny. This says, "Take Hood's Sarsaparilla." That's an advertising card. I'm looking to see if it's still recording. Yeah, it is. Okay. Syrup of Figs, little booklet type of ad. I think my goal for the next year is to make journals and use stuff without buying stuff before the flea market's open. And even if this is the same as this, Syrup of Figs, and it's a little booklet too. California Fig Syrup Company. Even when I do go back to the flea market, I said I would limit myself last year, and I did to some extent, but once you start, then the dam breaks and you start bringing home too much stuff again. So I would only look for really special items and unusual items. These are not the Victorian antiques. I think they're more mid-century maybe, but they are ink blotters, and they were from a florist, and they're so pretty. They were expensive. Look at the coat hanger. 1941 Tatsi Manufacturing Company. This is a sample of the work that a domestic sewing machine could do. And some ink blotters. Larger cards. I love this one. Wilson Spice Company, Easter greetings, Midsummer greetings. Midsummer greetings. The art is so pretty on these. And Midsummer greetings again. Midsummer and Easter. I think that's all of them. Yep. Some little cards. I love the colors of this one. Wow. This little drawer has a lot of treasures in it. Oh, here's another of that Wilson Spice Company. If I can get it out of the bottom of the box. Easter greetings. Oh, no, it's not. It doesn't say it, but it looks like the same artist. It's Lion Coffee. Anyway, that's a lot of cool stuff in there. Whoops. Okay, the next drawer has loyalty stamps. So those are S&H green stamp books, some price cards, some loose stamps. This is just the cover of a household labels book that I picked up at the flea market years ago. I kept the cover. I kept the labels too. More green stamps. Got some blue stamps. This whole booklet, I've used quite a few out of here, but this was a full booklet of these pristine stamps. Aren't they pretty? The red and the green is just so pretty. So they're mostly, this is what we had in this area. This is what I remember my mother using. So they're mostly the green stamps, but sometimes I find some of the other stamps too. Like the top value, that's probably the next most common one that I find. And it's represented by a little elephant. This is the only golden one that I've seen. And here's another one. I like the plain pages with the retro art on them. And there's a McDonald plaid. So this was from A&P grocery store. Got some more top value. And then here are the smaller books. This is a top value book. And family stamps. Some pages that came out of a book. Double A stamp book. Save Liberty trading stamps stamp book. Oh, she's pretty. I don't think these have dates on them. Nope. $1966 this stamp is, but that doesn't mean that's what the book is. But probably right around there. Cute. Red stamps. And triple S blue stamps again. And these are just these are letters, plastic letters that Mary sent me. Numbers, I mean. And these are my letter and number stencils and stickers, decals. I don't know why this is in here. I wanted to use this in a junky junk journal because I thought it was cool. So yeah, just a lot of number stencils and decals. And we'll look at one more drawer unit that was right with this other one we just looked at. They're stacked together. I can't take these drawers out, but this one is all coasters. Paper coasters and like chipboard type of coasters. More like cardstock. Somebody drew on the back of that one. Huh. Well, I didn't know that. So when we went to this restaurant, Tully's, we stopped there in, I think in Corning, New York, on our way home from Hershey, Pennsylvania. We stopped at Tully's to eat. And they gave us used coasters, apparently. And I didn't even notice that till just now, because I brought home our coasters. There's another coaster. I don't think I used that one personally. I don't know where I got it. So, yeah, just fun coasters to use in journals. Some of them have the Amish design, like those. Kissin' wears out, cookery don't. I don't even know what time it is. All of a sudden I'm hungry. I haven't been hungry for a few days. And all of a sudden I'm hungry. Tally cards. These are fun to use, although mostly you can't write in them. Sometimes they have a space like that you can write on. But they're fun and decorative and can always glue something onto one of the sides to actually write on. You could write there. So I just love tally cards. This one has a cross-stitch design. And it has a lot of space to write in. Look at that. Some Betsy Clark. These are older. And they're blank, but it is a tally card. These are newer. I actually have cards that go with these. I don't think I got them together either. These look like they would have a playing card with them too, don't they? She's pretty. This is my Denison drawer, and a lot of this I ordered from eBay, but some of it I have found at flea markets. But this isn't the kind of stuff I usually find. This one is old labels, different sizes of labels. This is email. Sorry, airmail stuff. Not going to open it. Oh, I think a speck of dust flew down my throat. Those are nice. They look nice and clean, although the box is old and vintage. Got a couple of labels there. Shipping labels. This is one I picked up at a flea market. And it's different. It's not the red, white, and blue. I like that. All these other loose ones that I've been going through, they were in a bundle on Etsy, but I did get these at a flea market, these Railway Express ones. They're not, yeah, I guess they are labels. Cool. I didn't realize that they were gummed. That one's in bad shape. These are just little airmail stickers. A couple of kinds in here. That one and that one. Thought I could get them, show them both to you without dropping them all over the place. Guess not. These are more modern. They are the peel and stick ones. And this I got at the flea market, and I don't know how old it is. They're not even gummed on the back. You'd have to tape them down. Some airmail stamps. That's just part of the box. And another peel and stick. And lastly, we won't look at all of these, but these are calling cards and cigarette cards. So the calling cards are Victorian era. That's a printable one. Well, I made a copy of that card that I actually had. So those are cigarette cards. These are calling cards. I guess I put my printable ones in here too. So some of these are printed from tailor-made journals from years and years ago. One of the first digitals I bought from her. And some of them were some bird cards that I had. And some of the cigarette cards are a little bit newer and some are older. I love this. This is an advertising card, actually, U.S. Baking Company. But I think that picture is so pretty. And has a calendar on the back. But it doesn't say the year of the calendar. It's only from July to December. But no year. I wish I had a year. But I love that. A lot of these cigarette cards I bought from a vendor at the flea market. They were nice collections. That goes in the other drawer. Oh, in the other box. This is cool. Reward of Merit card. I think that's so pretty. I'll set those aside. They're different. These children of other countries on the cigarette cards, this is Poland, but that would punch out, and it's perforated here so it could stand up and you could actually tear it out. So a child might want to collect those and play with them. This one opens. And I guess their name would be on a card inside, which is not there. This one has some ribbon on it. It has the name underneath. A lot of times you find calling cards, this part and the name, but this part is gone. You can understand why. That's pretty fragile. Somebody hand wrote Reba on that one. I think that was a newer owner because it looks like it's written in marker. Oh, I don't know. Could be fountain pen. How pretty. So many pretty things in my room. I think that's all we'll go through today. My throat's getting sore. I've been talking on video for a while now. More than one video. So I'm gonna go find myself something to eat. I hope you enjoyed the tour of my craft space. I still have a nook space and the closet in my, well, I already showed you the closet in my office. I did tour of that when I organized it, so that's done. But I do have a little bit more to show you in another video once I get the rest of that stuff organized. So that's it for today, and I will show you some more of my things in depth if you want to see them that we passed over. I can get the boxes out and show you what's really in them if you would like. So I'll see you in the next video, and I hope you're having a creative day. Bye.